Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bibbidi Bobbidi Books. My name is Ellie and today I'm going to be starting a reading vlog. So I actually have a long weekend off work. I've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. So I thought this would be a really nice time to film a bit of a vlog because I'm hoping to get quite a lot of reading done in my time off. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoy this vlog. It is actually the afternoon already. It's Saturday afternoon and for full disclosure, I'm actually not feeling 100% at the moment. So I've had a very slow start to the morning. I have been out already today. I've done some food shopping and some boring stuff like that earlier this morning. But yeah, now that I've come back, I'm actually really tired. But that's okay. I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to be kind to myself and just have a really lovely relaxing weekend, hopefully filled with lots of reading. I did actually already start doing some reading this morning. I actually ended up finishing Neon Gods by Katie Roberts. So that is a retelling of Hades and Persephone. It's an erotic retelling, so it's incredibly spicy, and it's a book that I've actually had on the go for a little while, just because with it being erotica, you're not always in the mood to read all that stuff. So yeah, it has taken me a little while to get through, but I did actually end up finishing it today, which I'm very pleased about, and I had fun with it. I definitely wouldn't recommend it for the plot because I don't think that's its strength at all, but I really enjoyed the sex scenes and I like the emphasis on consent that Katie Roberts placed in this book, because that's something that you don't always see, particularly in darker romances. I also liked a lot of the side characters, in particular Hermes, because she had a really fun playful dynamic with Hades, because she was a very sunshiny type character and Hades is a bit of like a grumpy character, so that sunshine grump dynamic was really fun to read about. And yeah, I had fun with it. As I said before, not a great plot, but some excellent kinky sex scenes if that's what you're in the market for. So yes, finished that one today, and now that I'm back home from the shop, I am going to be picking up a new book. I've actually just started Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. So obviously this doesn't have the dust jacket on because I've just started reading it, but I will put a picture of the front cover on here. So this is actually a sci-fi horror novel, which I thought would be a nice change of pace because I've read quite a lot of fantasy books and quite a lot of YA books recently, so I really wanted something a little bit different. So I'm hoping that this is going to be really fun and keep me on the edge of my seat. Honestly, I don't know a huge amount about this one. It's a book that was released earlier this year, so it's quite a new release, and I was just completely drawn in by the publicity for this book because it was marketed as The Titanic meets The Shining, which I just think sounds so fun. I'm literally only 18 pages in so far, so I don't have a huge amount of thoughts just yet, but we have got two timelines in here already. So we've got now, which is basically where our main character is in some kind of rehabilitation center and she is being questioned about some kind of event that happened in the past. And then we've got then. So we've got like a flashback where we're obviously going to find out what on earth happened before she ended up in this rehab center. So yeah, we follow this crew out in space. The main character is the team leader, and it becomes quickly apparent that this mission or this job that they're on is actually going to be the last job that they ever do, because basically their job is going to be taken over by machines. And so yeah, our main character is incredibly distressed by this because she absolutely loves her job. She really enjoys being out in space. She enjoys the solitude, and she thinks that, you know, being forced to go back to a planet and to work just like an office job is like her idea of hell, basically. Now it's clear that there are quite a lot of tensions within the crew already. This crew have been together on the ship for several months because their job takes a very long time, so you can tell that everybody's kind of at the end of their tether, and some of the characters are really keen to just go back home now. Obviously our main character doesn't feel the same because she just wants to stay out in space. And so when they come across this distress signal from a ship that's far out in space, of course our main character, the team lead, decides to go and follow it and to investigate, because essentially she's trying to prolong her time out in space before she has to go back on land. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of tensions within the team already, and I'm just very excited to see what goes down. So yeah, I'm going to curl up now and read some of this book, and I'll keep you posted. I'm not sure what else I'll end up picking up this weekend. I might pick up some poetry or something a little bit lighter. We shall see. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoy this video, and I guess I'll see you in the next clip. Hello everyone, so it is Sunday today. I literally didn't film much yesterday. As I said, I think earlier, I wasn't feeling 100%. I'm still not feeling that great, but it's okay. Today I've already been up and out to the gym this morning, and I got myself a little coffee, got myself a nice iced latte because it's actually quite warm and sunny today, which is nice. So yeah, I've been out today and I wanted to just pop on here and give you a bit of an update because last night I did actually read a fair amount of my book. So I'm now up to page 102, which is quite a way through, and I am enjoying this one. I think I explained before that this story is basically about a crew, and they basically find this distress signal for this ship, and they go and investigate, and it turns out that it is this big luxury cruiser which actually went missing several years ago, and no one really knew what happened. It was kind of like a bit of a mystery that was never resolved. And so basically our main character and the crew decide to investigate this ship. One thing that I find really funny is that I know that this book was described as the Titanic meets The Shining, but I wasn't expecting it to be literally like the Titanic in space, because this luxury cruiser was actually designed to look like an old Earth ship. So it was literally like the Titanic floating in space, which I just think is a really fun setting. So yeah, we've obviously had them going on, doing some exploring on the ship, and some creepy stuff is starting to happen. We've had quite a lot of scary bits in there, and I'm very intrigued, and as I said before, I'm having fun with it. Anyway, I also wanted to pop on here quickly because I have actually received a package in the post, which is always so exciting, so I thought we could open it together. I think I know what this is. I think this is a book that I pre-ordered from Waterstones, but yeah, let's open it up. So, if you can see that, it's chunky. So this is, if I can get it out. This is The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. This is book 2 in his adult epic fantasy series, which is all based on Norse mythology. I read the first book earlier this year and I enjoyed it. I will link my wrap-up video below if you're interested to hear my thoughts. But yes, I went and pre-ordered the next book, and this one is actually signed by the author, which is very cool. There we go. Signature in there. Lovely. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this one. I'm a little bit intimidated by how chunky this one is. How many pages is it? It's about 630 pages. But yeah, very, very cool cover design on this one, and I'm really excited to kind of see how things go with this one. So yeah, not sure when I will pick this one up, but very excited to have it in my collection. So yeah, anyway, I am gonna go and have a shower because, as I said before, I've been in the gym this morning, so I need to go and shower and get fresh. And then today I'm just gonna be taking it chilled. As I said, I've not been feeling that great, so I'm gonna have quite a relaxing weekend. I'm gonna have a nice roast dinner in the evening tonight and do some reading, and yeah, I guess I'll check in with you a little bit later on. Good morning everybody, it is Monday today, it's the start of a new week, and I thought I'd better pop on here and give you a bit of an update. It's actually the afternoon because I've spent the whole morning and first part of the day filming and editing my most recent video, which was my Shelf of Shame video. Hopefully that'll be up by the time you're watching this. If it is, I will link it up there and down below if you want to go and check it out. But yeah, it took me a little while to film that one, but I did really enjoy it, so hopefully it all turns out okay. Last night my boyfriend and I had a very chilled evening. We actually ended up playing some video games, which was actually really hilarious because I don't often play video games and I'm absolutely terrible at them, so it was really funny like trying to give it a go. I actually played Uncharted with him, and yeah, had a great time, so probably will be playing that again this evening because it was a lot of fun. Yesterday I did actually end up reading some more of my book as well, so I am now on page 150, so I'm quite a way through this one, and I am really enjoying this book. It's definitely getting pretty dark and disturbing, as you would expect from a horror book, but I would definitely say check out the content warnings for this one, as with any book, but in particular with any horror book. But it's definitely keeping me on the edge of my seat. Tensions are getting high between the crew on this ship as they're investigating the luxury cruiser, and yeah, it's getting good. I am actually really enjoying this one, so I'm excited to pick that one up again. And then this morning I just wanted to mention that I started this little poetry book, which is very unlike me because poetry is actually something that I have always felt a little bit intimidated by. But I recently saw some people reviewing this little book, which is called Watering the Soul by Courtney Pepinell, and they said that this was a good place to start if you're new to poetry. And I have to agree with them because I've been enjoying this little poetry book. I find the poems quite simple and quite easy. I don't want to say easy, but just quite not intimidating, if that makes any sense. And they're presented in a really sweet way, because it says on the back here that this is actually a step-by-step recipe to heal your soul, and it's filled with themes that focus on forgiveness, gratitude, togetherness and equality. And yeah, the first little section of poems that I read this morning are all about slowing down, which is a really nice message to kind of remind yourself of and to make sure that you're doing. And yeah, it's really sweet. This also has some really cute little illustrations in there as well. I don't know if you can see this on here, but there's this very cute little guy and he is watering his soul, which is just so cute. So yeah, I'm enjoying this little book. It's a nice way to start the morning. Anyway, I am now going to go make myself a nice hot cup of tea, and I'm going to do some reading, I think, this afternoon now that I've done my video. And yeah, I guess I'll check in with you a little bit later. Good morning everybody, it is Tuesday today and I'm going to have another nice relaxing homey day today. I think what I'm going to do is have a little play around with my bookshelves, just because I filmed a video yesterday which was my shelf of shame video, and for that video I had to put up like cobwebs and stuff on one of my shelves to make it look like it hadn't been touched for ages. So I need to clear away the cobwebs and put back my books, and I might just have a little play around with it. And then I think I'm going to do some baking and maybe bake some Easter cookies. I did actually pick up some little cookie cutters from the shop, so I've got like a little bunny cookie cutter and an egg one as well. So we're going to make some cute little cookies and just have a very chilled homey day today. Hey everyone, so confession time. It is actually Friday. I haven't picked up the camera for a few days now, so I'm really sorry for that, but to be honest, you haven't missed much. I've literally just been working, so I haven't had a huge amount to share with you. But that being said, I do have some reading updates for you now. So I have actually finished Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes, and I really enjoyed this one, and I just found that I couldn't put it down. I was really gripped, I was really intrigued, and I really just wanted to know and find out what was going on. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. What I will say is this author definitely doesn't shy away from the really gross, graphic, disturbing content in here, so just a big warning for that before you go in here, because there is a lot of really disturbing, dark stuff in here, so just be warned of that before you go in. But yeah, I think the atmosphere that was created in here was really, really good. It was really, really intense. And yeah, the only thing I would say is that the sci-fi elements in this book were actually quite light. So I think if you're a big sci-fi reader and you're used to reading a lot of science fiction, you might be a little bit underwhelmed by the world building in here, because yeah, as I say, it was quite light for that. And I think part of the reason for that is because the author put a lot more emphasis on the horror, I would say, than the sci-fi, but also because a lot of this book actually takes place on board the luxury cruiser, which looks kind of like the Titanic. So you do actually kind of forget that you're in space a little bit at times, because you're just kind of on this ship. So yeah, just be warned of that before you go in, because I feel like if you're expecting loads of sci-fi stuff, you might be a little bit disappointed. So yeah, enjoyed this one. I also wanted to say that I started an audiobook. My boyfriend and I are actually listening to The Lord of the Rings, the first book, which is The Fellowship of the Ring, and we're actually listening to an unofficial version. It's done by a man called Phil Dragash, and honestly the production quality is fantastic on his audiobook for this. He's literally incorporated music from the movies into his audiobook, and he does a really great job at impersonating the different characters and their voices, and he also kind of sings the songs and things, which is so nice to hear, because obviously when you're reading the books physically, you get those songs and poems and things in the book, but my brain can't like process those as well. It's just really nice to hear it, because I feel like the songs are obviously meant to be kind of heard. So yeah, it just adds a really nice atmosphere, and it's been so relaxing and lovely listening to the story in the evenings. I think I'm finding it so relaxing because it's such a familiar story. Obviously, I think a lot of people know what The Lord of the Rings is about, so I'm not going to give you a synopsis now, but yeah, it's quite a familiar story. And so far we've basically just been having quite a lot of traveling. We've just been with the hobbits as they're traveling across the Shire, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. I also am enjoying the character of Tom Bombadil, who was obviously cut from the movies, but he is a very wholesome character, and it's quite fun to read about him as well, or listen about him. So yeah, really enjoying that. Anyway, I am now going to head off and get settled for the evening, and I might end up picking up a new book to read this weekend. And I think the book that I'm going to be picking up is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lin Tan, because that was actually one of my most anticipated releases for the year, and I haven't picked it up yet, so I think now is the time, and I'm very excited for it. So yes, I am going to go now. I'll keep you updated with my reading over this weekend, although I don't know how much I'm going to get done, because I am actually working this weekend. I'm working both on Saturday and Sunday, which is kind of annoying, but that's just the way it is. Anyway, I'm gonna head off now, but I will speak to you a little bit later on. Happy Easter, everybody. I hope you had a fabulous time if you celebrate it. I have been working today, unfortunately, but I have just finished, and I'm planning to have a very nice relaxing Easter evening of eating lots of chocolate and just watching a film and hanging out with my boyfriend. I really hope that this vlog has been okay. I've come on here to kind of round it out. I feel like it's been a little bit all over the place, but I guess that's just a reflection of how my week has been, because it's been a little bit sporadic. But hey ho, here we are. I wanted to quickly just chat with you about my book that I'm reading. So I did actually end up picking up Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lin Tan, and I am up to page 48, so I've made a little bit of a dent into this one, and I am really loving the writing style in here so far. So if you haven't heard of this book before, it is a YA fantasy book that was released earlier this year, and it's based on Chinese mythology. And in this book we follow our main character Xing Yin, who is the daughter of the moon goddess, and she basically spends her life living on the moon with her mum. Her mum has actually been exiled, and she is keeping her daughter hidden from the celestial emperor, but the story kicks off when Xing Yin's power flares, and that causes her existence to become noticed, and she ends up having to essentially go go off on the run. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. I love the setting. I think it's really beautifully written and it's just a lot of fun. Obviously I'm only about 50 pages in, so I don't have a huge amount of thoughts on this one so far, but I definitely think that I'm going to really enjoy this one. So yes, I'm very glad that I picked that one up. And then I also wanted to just do a little bit of an unboxing just to end this video. So I did actually end up treating myself to a couple of books for Easter, kind of like a little Easter treat to myself, and also because I noticed that they were very cheap, basically, very inexpensive on Amazon, and these are books that I had my eye on for a little while. So I got The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Obviously this has been absolutely huge on TikTok. It literally says TikTok on there on the front. Don't know how I feel about that, but yes, I have seen people ranting and raving about this romance book everywhere, so I just really wanted to give it a go. And for me, sort of spring and summer is when I tend to lean more into romance. I tend to want to pick up those kind of lighter, fluffier reads, so I thought this would be absolutely perfect for that when I'm in the mood. So yes, I did cave and follow the hype and pick up this book. And then the other one I got is another fluffy romance book, and that is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I am very behind on this one, but I recently saw Becca from the channel Becca and the Books, I think that's her channel name, reading this book, and she absolutely loved it, and she said that it's one of her new favorites. So I was like, well, now I have to pick it up. And they've also done a Netflix adaptation of this book, and I always like to read the book before I watch the adaptation. So yes, I picked this one up and it was something like £3 or something, really, really cheap online. So yes, that's my little Easter treat to myself. Anyway, I am now going to head off and end this video. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a fabulous day, whatever it is that you are doing. Please drop me a comment down below because I would love to chat with you. Or if you don't know what to comment, please do just leave me a little heart so that I know that you're here, because honestly, that really, really brightens my day every time I see that in the comments. So yes, thank you so much for your support, and I guess I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!